Alrighty, so here, yeah, they can watch the video. So let's get some ZBrush, and let's get our reference out, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna go get some water. Be right back. Alrighty, here we go. What were we doing? Work. Inner, so stylized. Let's see what we can do. Let's get our reference. Serious? Where's my other rep? Oh well. Nope. There we go. Alright. Who's that guy? Okay, so roughly I'm just going to approximate this guy in as quick as possible, just because we don't need to be stuck on details right now. So what I'm going to do is kind of just box model him out. So what I'm going to do is append anything, and then go to that mesh and initialize it to a Q-cube. Bring it down. And we're roughly going to make it as just start approximating things. Maybe a bit too long. Somewhere around there. Right, and then I'm going to get my Z-Muller brush out. Make sure symmetry's on, hold Alt, and get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we are going to add an edge loop right around here. We're going to take this and inset it. And then we're going to Q-mesh this off. Roughly where we need it to be. And then let's see. Okay, so that's his jacket, so that should be enough. Let's add some edge loops here, just so we have some resolution to play with. Right, and roughly that's just going to be the body. Alrighty, so next we need to append anything. I'm just going to use a cube, and then I'm going to Q-cube it. Put it down here. And if we want to keep it, well, for right now, we don't really care. Well, we can approximate it. But if we want to keep this masculine, we want to make sure that the chest is wider than the hips. And make sure symmetry's on. get rid of that. We will inset this. And actually... Oops. And we're going to cube mesh this. Roughly got it. Okay, so add edge loop, edge loop. We'll give it that. And give that right there. Okay. And then we can just take some Q-cube again, and anything. Go to that anything and Q-cube it. I'm going to work on the left side, so whatever I mirror and weld it, it will just pop over to the left side, and just roughly going to approximate some shoes. And I'm not really concerned about much at all right now. Just kind of putting all the elements in is all I'm concerned with. In terms of the basic meshes. Keep that one. We're going to inset this and then Q-mesh it. And we're going to add an edge loop here, two right there, one on the side, and let's bevel this edge just so we can split it and get a little bit more even. Alrighty, so there we go. There's our feet and socks. Give that a bit more rest. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we just go through here and start shaping things. Let's add some more geometry here. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is get my inflate brush and just start having some fun. Alright, so oops, so big forearms and big shoulders. And kind of a tummy. And back. We're just going to smooth all these edges. So let's uncrease all, because on this I don't really want any creases. Pretty much going to be all organic. Crease. Uncrease all. Should be good. Okay. Try to get rid of this boxy nature and add a little bit more anatomy to this, because even though this is highly stylized, we really got to make sure that the forms that we do put in here are highly as refined as we can get them. Let's get this circular nature and just really just start hand blocking things in. No secrets here on this one. We're gonna have our hands coming out of there, and wrist, so we know that's gonna be smaller than the wrist part of the jacket. So do that, just approximating things. And making sure we still have an elbow. Let's give him at least some sense of clavicle and chest and all that. Make sure our angles are all consistent with anatomy and all that good stuff. You know what I'm all about. And let's get these. We can start putting this in the front. Probably going to go all the way around the back. And let's start bending this up because he's got really thin legs. So, it's going to be wider at the top than it will be at the bottom. You can see it gets really skinny around here. And you can see why I'm not really concerned with putting everything and modeling everything straight from the start. You know, it's just like, there's just so much adjustment going on, at least the way I work. And make sure he's got a butt. Come on, dude. Everybody needs a butt. Alright, and then knock in the back of the legs. Roughly approximate the calves. And again, we always want to make sure that these are consistent with major landmarks of anatomy, right? And we'll put the shirt there in a second. Let's just rough in these shoes. And gonna be, let's put this in the center. Rotate them out a little bit. A little bit more space. And start the smoothing using the move brush. Right, most of the peak and the front of the foot is just right in the center. It's pretty easy to accomplish. Need to it's pretty smooth generally. We'll probably make these shoes separate than the socks. And you can see right here, just to zoom in. So we'll start with the bottom, and then we'll be here. Something like that. See, all you need is a box to start off with. You don't need something super complicated. Because if I need to make this game res, then it's there. There you go. Like, I'm just going to project all this detail on here. I'm not really concerned with it. So yeah. Start off with a box and it'll get you there. Yo, what up? Level Dead in the house. Small. We'll make them kind of big. Alrighty. So what we could do is we can get our clip curve out and start flattening the bottom of the shoe out because we don't really need any surface variation on the bottom of the foot because no one's going to see it. Yeah, I mean, let's grow up a little, okay? Alright, so on this one, we're going to append anything. Go to that anything, and I'm going to Q-cylinder Y it. And move it into space. Roughly approximating its nature. And, let's see, get that. Smaller, put it over, weld it, and now we got socks. You see how easy it is, people? See how easy it is? Just plug and play. Plug and play, plug and play. The reason you shouldn't be making 40,000 game models a year. What you should be making, right? So everybody get that Spider-Man, dude? I want you to know that I'm streaming right now instead of playing Spider-Man. For you! Okay? So know that. The sacrifice I am giving up. People think Spider-Man's a hero, but me? I'm the real hero. I'm the one that really sacrifices. Ready, so roughly got that going. Start getting all sculpty with it. And so most of, I mean, the plane is going to be right here in the front, right? All that there. Just following the planes of the foot, really. There's a really good app called 3DMD. It's in, I think it's on Google Play, and it's by Scott Eaton, who is what we like to call the man when it comes to anatomy. So, but he has something in there that blocks like all the entire body into like major forms and shapes. I don't have it on my computer, I only have it on my phone, but yeah, you should definitely check it out. What we do is I'm going to crease this edge. Alrighty, Buster. Crease, flat island. One. Polygroup. No, still doing the whole thing. How can I get this? Oh, because it's gonna do every face. So, oh well. I guess I'm stuck. We'll just go edge. What I hate about the ZBrush thing, like, still, it's a cylinder. Obviously, I want to crease the cap. I don't want to crease two parts of it and then all the way down the side. I mean, like, come on. I mean, we're professionals here. And roughly approximate all this stuff. Not really concerned with how pretty it looks just yet. That's whenever I'm turning it in. But as I'm building it, I know I'm going to be in the Valley of the Suck for a while. That's fine. Too much singing. Alright, so I think I'm going to get that with cube. Bet you didn't see that coming. And append the sphere. Grab that sphere, cube it. Where is it? There it is. And then I'm just going to delete this, what you call it? This island. Then I'm gonna Q-mesh everything. But no, we don't need to do that. It's just a game res. I think I'm doing collectibles or something. Okay, make sure symmetry's on. And just finagle this in here. Alright, I mean, let's just grow up. It's not that hard. takes a little bit of time. Right. And I'm going to delete this island here. Because, I mean, we're not going to see it. There's no reason to have geometry there that's going to collide or cause us problems, you know. So it'll be as economical as possible. And it's roughly going to be about the same height. Start polygrouping this guy. Polygroup. Oh yeah, I need to get this. And I like sculpting in A pose. Let's just get this little ring here, because everything seems to be feeding into this ring like it's a spacesuit. So let's bend anything and go to that anything and Q cylinder Y, so it goes up and down. Am I in perspective? And I generally don't sculpt in perspective. I leave that for the final output. Because when I'm sculpting, I just want it as neutral as possible. Forward a little bit. And now we can start fixing the shoulder, make sure it's in the right place, make sure there's no incorrect wobbles. A little bit more shoulder. And get our blade brush and start hitting those major forms. He's got Popeye arms. Alright, and let's get append another mesh, go to that mesh, we're going to Q cylinder Z. Do that right? Yeah, Q cylinder Z. This. And rough it out. Kind of roughly put it in the right spot. Mix polygroups. Subdivide. Thin it out. Put it in the chi-ish. Roughly. Probably a little bit smaller. Probably about the size of that. Okay. So first thing we're going to do, if ZBrush allows us, is to bevel the edge. Polygroups. There we go. And we're going to split this point. Not that wide. And have symmetry on. I'm going to Q mesh this in. And bevel this edge too. And increase polygon.
What I like is going down the river.
Too much singing. And let's just rough in some straps. Go B, C, curve strap snap, and just gonna draw this in the mesh. And roughly, we're not going to see his back. It's going to be covered with, looks like a backpack or a toilet or a bucket of some sort, or a combination of things. I'm not very concerned with any of this right now. And just want to make sure that this is the right width. And click on the mesh. Roughly got it. And we'll fix all that creasing. And we'll go underneath as well. And up in there. And click to commit it. And we'll get this mesh. Convert it. Split hidden. We can go to polygroups. And we can group by normals, and that way each side will be its own thingamabobber, and then we can just crease polygroups. And then we got sharp edges. I'm not worried about getting it equal distance just yet, because there's a lot of detail that we still got to go through. And we still haven't subdivided this all the way, but we'll do that now. Just feed the straps in there. And again, not really concerned with what's going on back here, because we have a lot of shit. We're going to put it on his back. And kind of want to have a bit of an angle from where it goes from the anterior to the posterior side of the deltoid. And kind of straighten that out. Tilt this a bit. Alrighty. So that's fine. I think what we could do is probably move this edge in. So what I'm going to do is get my Z-Mahler brush out. And I'm going to Q mesh. Let's see, where's Q mesh poly. But I'm going to do a poly loop. And instead of doing, come on now, sure it goes in. So I'm holding shift and then it's just moving everything in. And so hopefully that'll work. Okay. And move it further back. Okay. So let's take a look at the character a little bit more. A little bit more head here. So I'm going to get my form soft brush and just start going at it. Oops. Listen. A bit higher. We're going to increase all. Yes. We're going to crease this edge because it seems like it comes up to a point right here. So I'm going to delete geometry, or not delete geometry, delete subdivision levels, and increase these edges, and subdivide it. That'll hopefully give us what we want. Yes, yes, yes. So it dips down in the shoe after the tongue. So we will accommodate that. Baniel. Alrighty. Having fun with the Z-Mauler. Hate that doesn't do that. Let's see. Okay, so it's like mid bicep to the end of that. Well, right around there. It's gonna be the end of it. And roughly right there. We can polygroup that. We could just work on this, and for right now I'm just going to sketch this in and in either Substance Painter or here in ZBrush we can clean up these lines. Alright, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It done. Because we're pretty much going to be in the sketch mode, just really seeing what we can get away with in ZBrush. And if we really need clean lines here, we could just, again, we have it in a polygroup. We can just at any time we can just single out this poly group and just smooth everything and everything's back to where it was, and then we can just go to the Substance Painter and get some super clean lines if we need that. Okay, and mask. That we're just gonna inflate it just so it's slightly over everything else, and then we can go in here and fix proportions and stuff. Let's get to some let's get was an angel. Dig that in a bit. Move. Roughly got things in there. Let's go ahead and put this. Put this in here. Sharp. And that up. And sharp enough. Invert it. And we're just approximating things. Seeing how it looks. We're not really concerned with much else right now. Just indication. Sorry about the whistle, but when it gets funky, I gotta do. Any little sexier curve going on. Sharp angle. Roughly right there. Good, look good. Getting it in there. Too much singing. using the pinch brush to get that a little bit, well, to pinch it together. You know what I'm trying to do. Right around there, actually. Build some hands real quick. And whatever we feel like. Go to it. Go QQ. Move it out to the front. Solo it out. And so I make like low poly hands real quick. Okay, so like that. Get my C-Mauler out. Get rid of that. Well, we can bevel this later. But what I want to do is insert and have basically 4 openings. Temporarily polygroup those. Go to inset each one. Put that in there. Hover over the face. Spacebar, Q mesh, polygroup all. Now I got my fingers. Alright, then go over here. Go to my bevel. Let me go slide. Let's see, where's... yeah, let's go to slide. Wait. Slide as we complete. Right around there. And then bevel it. Bevel. Alright, and then we can inset this, the same width. And you mesh it out. Whoa there, guy. Single poly. And we go 1, 2. Okay, and low poly hands. And insert. Oops. There we go. And then we can pretty much get his wrist just like that. And then add low poly hands all day. And we'll do 3 here. Or then add all these. Oops. Actually, let's unmask them. Move them forward. And unmask this. Simple. And we can dynamesh it, do whatever we need to. So what I'm gonna do, just put this over here. I'm gonna mirror it. Put it over here. And now we can see the arm's a little bit too long, so what I'm going to do is like that. And I'm going to go to the mass point, roughly line it up, and then go to local symmetry over here. Just squeeze it out a little bit. And then that leaves enough room for too much singing. Leaves enough room for the wrist and all this good stuff. The sleeve, the wrist, the forearm. We can a little bit more, because whenever his hand's down, looks like the coat doesn't affect it that much. And I'm gonna mirror and weld it. I'm going to turn local symmetry off and mirror and weld it. And let's start doing this, okay? So generally what's going to happen is your pinky is going to be lower than everything else. You're roughly going to have a curve slightly, but the pinky will usually always be down that way. And then we can start sculpting these. Fuck. Alrighty, there we go. Alrighty, so we just knock in the knuckles roughly. Right. Knuckle. Work this thumb in a bit more. like a Witcher soundtrack or something. Okay. And beef this up. And do. Pick some of these fingers up. Give them a palm. Give them meat of the thumb right there. And beef that up. We'll obviously spend a good amount of time refining those. Alrighty. But yeah, been streaming for about a couple hours. It's getting late. About 1. I want to get at least an hour in of Spider-Man, maybe an hour and a half before I go to bed. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be putting in probably about 4 to 8 hours just on this character tomorrow. But in terms of, you know, all we had was a head for the stream, and an hour later we had the rest of this guy pretty much blocked out. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow, and have a good night.